Hello students, welcome back to Social Studies online classes. As we started the chapter atmosphere and completed up to the map and different types of the the climatic conditional, weatheric conditional effects which are like Lu, Puna, Pampero. These are all the things which we are studied in the previous session of online class. Let us we see the titles in the today's online class: weather and climate, humidity and precipitation. Weather and climate, humidity and precipitation. Weather, climatical conditions, and perhaps have you heard while you watching cricket match in several times the match have been postponed and match have been stopped due to the bad weatheric conditions, due to rains. These are the things will happen, sir. So in consequence, weather and climatic conditions, where and when they will change, when the weatheric conditional effects will come, that was not be predictable even though by the meteorological department. So just one of the investigation and just one of the prediction is based on the its structure will be given by the meteorological departments here. Weather and climate, perhaps have you heard a cricket match being postponed due to bad weather or rain? You may have had to postpone your own games due to the rain or excessive that saying the weather is not suitable. You may have also heard the people say this year the monsoons are on time, the prices of the most fruits go up when they are not in the season but come down when they are in season. You may also have heard things like the climate in North India is not suitable for me. The climate in the North India, see the northern region, southern region, eastern, western regions, when we can see in the climatic comparisons, the climate can stand into the different variations that we can understand here, where the northern area is faces a lot of cold in the winter, which means the southern regions are not so much affected like such, where the southern area, where the northern area is affected. These two words, weather and the climate, are very important concepts in the geography. They shape our lives in many ways, and many people confuse the terms and say the weather when they mean climate and the vice versa. You will know the difference between the two by the end of this section. This maximum of the gases and particulates that we call the atmosphere is not static. It is very dynamic. It moves up and down and horizontally in all the directions. As it does so, its characteristics change. It may get warmer or cooler, wet or drier, etc. When we describe the condition of the atmosphere for small period of time, usually about 10 days at most, we are talking about weather. Weather can change daily, even within a day. Yes, obviously weather can change daily within a day, like morning very cold, during the afternoon time very warm, very hot, during the evening time the misty environment we can find. So different types of the climatic conditions we can find in a day only. Climate is a description of the average atmospheric condition for the specific areas over a large period of time. Climatic descriptions are based on the decades of the atmospheric data and finding the averages of these data. Climate descriptions tell us what conditions are going to prevail at a given time of the year, but not on specific days. Not on specific days. What it is given here? climate descriptions tell us what conditions are going to prevail at a given time of the year, but not on a specific days, which means where the climatic conditional days are affecting here, that climatic conditional days we can investigate, we can understand here the complete things which will happen in the rainy season, in winter, in summer. This will happen on the specific days only. Like sometimes also we can experience unseasonal effects, unseasonal rains also which can happen, which will be unpredictable. How do we describe the atmosphere? We measure temperature, pressure, wind, humidity and precipitation. These are called the elements of the weather. We use these to describe the climate also, as you will see soon. So these are also elements of the climate. You have just learned about the pressure and winds above. Let us take a look at the other elements now. Temperature. In class 8 you learnt about the temperature of the atmosphere. We had compared the temperature pattern for the Punjab, Shimla and Delhi. You had also learned that Shimla being at a higher altitude than the Panaji, and Delhi had cooler temperature on the on the Earth's surface. As you go higher in the altitude, the temperature decreases on the Earth's surface. When you go from the north side to the higher regions, which means near to the equatorial regions, here what will happen, sir? The temperature increases, which means if suppose you are in the northern area side, which means you are here, example, which means in this globe you are here. When you are traveling to the equatorial regions like this here, when you are reaching to this portion, which means however in a continuation manner temperature will get increase only. That we can understand. Temperature we studied in the 8th class. Temperature, minimum temperature, maximum temperature. Minimum temperature in the northern area, maximum temperature in the northern regions, minimum temperature in the equatorial regions, and maximum temperature comparisons in the both also. The maximum temperature of the equatorial region is 48 degrees Celsius, which means the maximum temperature of the northern region is 28 degrees Celsius, because these areas are very cold. North Pole and South Pole is very cold. When we are traveling from these regions to the middle part, to equatorial regions, however the climatical changes will the temperature changes we can find here. Humidity and precipitation, second heading of this chapter in today's online class, humidity and precipitation. In this section we will understand how water cycle works in the atmosphere. You can see how the hydrosphere and the atmosphere interact with each other. Water vapor is a very important component in the atmosphere. In most places, the most of water vapor in the atmosphere varies over time and as part of the changing weather patterns. In many places in winter it is dry and cold. In such places our skin may feel itchy, dry and it may crack. You will probably have experienced cracked lips, for which you may have used lip balm, Vaseline or oils. Mostly which will happen in this season only, in which was precipitational effects, humidity effects which are increasing, which means here the humidity and precipitation. When humidity and precipitation is completely moved in the atmosphere, which means when we wash our face with the soap, at that time our skin will get some white, because the precipitation and humidity is increased in the atmosphere. Due to that reason only it is happening, and itching will come mostly in this winter season only, which happens just because of that, where the precipitation and humidity rate is increased in the atmosphere. Meanwhile this happens in the winter season only. So that is why only here given use the lip balms, Vaselines and oils. So these are the conditions are happening, and combined with the high temperature, it is the water vapor that makes you feel and salty and sweety. When this happens, we say it is very humid, or the humidity is high. But not all the places are similar in this respect. Some places feel very dry. Example, deserts, the moisture weather vapor in the atmosphere is the derived from the water bodies through the evaporation, and from the plants to the transpiration. Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. In high humidity, our sweat doesn't cool as because it cannot evaporate. In low humidity, we also feel more thirsty. When it happens, when the humidity levels will increase in the atmosphere, at that time from our body sweat will release and we get more thirsty, and the weather conditions are very impactive on the nature, like unbearable hot will increase. So these are the things will happen because these are the effects which we can experience here. Remember those particulates you learned about the earlier, recall how they help in rainfall. We express humidity not directly but using the concept of the relative humidity. Relative humidity is the ratio between the two things, which means precipitation and humidity. The maximum water vapor that the air can hold at a given temperature and pressure, and the actual amount of water vapor it holds at any given time. For example, 20 degrees Celsius temperature is given here at the time of the level, which means where the 20 degree temperature we are comparing here, the 20 degree temperature only which was going like in the comparison, suppose early morning what temperature we are getting in the winter season, the temperature comes in the distinct activity, the temperature comes in the different activity which we are comparing in the early morning time, and that temperature only rises up in the afternoon time. These are the things which we can notice, which we can experience in the daily times. And 80 relatively humidity in the 50% relative humidity increases with the decrease of the temperature of the addition of the water vapor. Relative humidity decreases with the increase of the temperature and the decrease of the water vapor. The critical temperature at which saturation level is reached is called the dew point, which means in atmosphere at present what temperature we are getting, that temperature is at present which we can get. Suppose compared to the, take example of the winter season only. In winter season what was happening, just we discussed that the humidity precipitation rate will when it will increase in the atmosphere, at that time the skin rashes. When we wash our face with the soap, at that time these all the things will happening. Finally it was advised as to use the lip balm and Vaseline. So these all the things are happening, which means the expenditure of the temperature when the temperature is in increase compared to the minimum temperature and maximum temperature, that can be happen in that situations only. When it will increase in the atmosphere precipitation and humidity, at that time only we can find on the surface of the atmosphere dewdrops we can find. If you keep anything outside and on that water will fall, small dewdrops will form here. That let us we see the next heading of this chapter, condensation. Condensation is the opposite of the evaporation, as it is involves the condensation of water vapor into the droplets of the water or the crystals of ice. When the relative humidity exceeds 100% of the excess of the water vapor present in the atmosphere gets the condensed as the minute or droplets of the water. For the examples, when air at the temperature of 20 degrees Celsius contains 49 grams of the water vapor per cubic meter and gets cooled to 10 degrees Celsius. It can hold only 40 grams of the water vapor at the saturation level, which means when the 49 grams of the water vapor per cubic, then it can hold the 40 grams of the water vapor at saturation level, which means that was forming as the dewdrops. The excess of the 9 grams of the water vapor gets condensed, and condensation can take place only when the minute and solid particles are present in the atmosphere. Condensation can also take place on a contact surface. For example, have you observed what happens when cold water is filled in a glass? Condensation happens on the outer side of the glass as moisture in the air comes in contact with a cold surface. When water vapor condenses on surface such as plants, dewdrops, from which means what we can experience here, if you take very ice format, the solid part of the thing in one vessel, then outside of that vessel what will happen, outside of that bowl what will happen here, the condensation drops will form on that things. These are the things will happen where we can notice and where we can experience in the condensation particularities in a cubic manner in 49 grams of the water vapor per cubic meter and gets the cool at 10 degrees Celsius, which means if suppose at the point of the 10 degrees Celsius the 49 grams of the water we are taken in a bowl, we are taken 49 grams of the water, and that water is kept at the 10 degrees Celsius temperature level, which means from out of that 49 grams of the water, the 40 grams of the water vapor at saturation and remaining 9 grams will form as the condensation. That was the example given. Dust particles also attract water molecules from the water vapor in the atmosphere. This causes the condensation, and condensation means becoming denser of the vapor into the droplets. Millions and millions of these droplets appear together as the different kinds of the clouds. If the clouds are cold enough, they may also contain ice crystals. Clouds are classified into the different types on the basis of their forms and heights at which they are found. For example, cirrus clouds at the higher level and cumulus clouds at the middle level, stratus at lower level, nimbus and rainbeam and the vertical clouds. So these are the things where the clouds can form based on its humidity precipitation process due to the molecules and the dust particles. With the condensation, the droplets get heavy and fall on the earth as the precipitation, from the Latin word precipitatio, meaning to fall headlong to the plummet in the form of rain, snow and hail, etc. If these droplets condense very close to the earth's surface, the droplets are lighter and we get fog, which means when we get fog, like in winter season we experience fog in the various places, and that can happen due to these things only. When the dust particles molecules will increase in the dense rate of the precipitation and condensation, then at that time only the humidity level and precipitation level, when it was drastically increases in the atmosphere, then we can find here completely the majority part of the fog we can be increased in the atmosphere that we can experience. Forms of the precipitation, rainfall is the most common form of the precipitation. When condensation take place at the atmosphere temperatures below the freezing point, water vapor condenses directly into the ice crystals. These may fall on the earth as powdery mass of the flakes of snow. This form of the precipitation is called the snowfall. Snowfall is quite common in the middle and high latitudes and mountain regions, which means the form of the precipitation, to form the precipitation, main cause is that here the falling of the rains, and when rain fall through a cold layer of the air near the earth's surface, raindrops get frozen into the ice and fall down. This form of precipitation is called sleet. Which form of precipitation is called sleet? Question may ask 1 marks. When rain falls through a cold layer of air near the earth's surface, raindrops get frozen into ice and fall down. This form of precipitation is called sleet. When there are strong vertical currents in the atmosphere, condensation takes place at high altitudes. At the low temperature, ice crystals grow in size gradually but do not fall owing to ascending currents. Eventually the ice crystals grow to the large size of the few centimeters in the diameter and fall down as the solid masses. This form of the precipitation is called hailstorms, and hailstone causes damage to the crops and buildings, which means hailstorms, which means when it will happen when there are strong vertical currents in the atmospherical conditions. Meanwhile the situation will happen where there are the chances to fall the hailstorms like Vadagudla Vana, which we call in the Telugu, there are the chances to happen that things that will happen basically because of the currents, where they are currents very strong, very vertical currents in the atmosphere. Condensation takes the place at high altitudes. At the low temperature, there are the chances to become the tiny water droplets as the ice that can fall as the hailstorms. So that was the thing which was happening just due to basically on the climate and weather conditions. So I will give you in the next session of the online class, or I will send in the 9th class group in text contemporary issue and project work, and we will conclude this chapter in the next session of the online class. You have to write all these questions after you getting back your fair notes. Thank you.